Let's talk about something that's, well, it's absolutely critical for any business today. Why keeping your IT infrastructure under wraps isn't just a good idea, it's essential for your survival. We're digging into a fantastic report from the folks at Virtualization Options LLC, a technology research and advisory firm based out of Colorado. And believe me, they start things off with a bang by showing us the money. Okay, first up, the regulators. They are not playing around. If you handle data from anyone in Europe, you know about GDPR. And just one little slip up could cost your organization a staggering $10 million. And it doesn't stop there. Doing business in California? The CCPA is right there waiting, with fines that can hit $2.5 million. And for those in healthcare, a single HIPAA violation can set you back $1.5 million. The message from regulators couldn't be clearer. You either protect the data or you're going to pay the price. But here's the thing. As this report really drives home, those fines, they're just the tip of the iceberg. Yeah, as serious as those penalties are, the real damage from an information leak goes so much deeper than just your bank account. We're talking about hidden costs that can absolutely cripple a company in ways that money just can't fix. A breach sends out these massive shockwaves. Just look at this breakdown. The biggest hit, a full 40%, is to your reputation. That's the trust you've spent years, maybe decades, building. Just vaporized. Right behind that, customer loyalty. People just don't stick around. It's this brutal 1-2 punch that hits everything from investor confidence all the way down to your ability to even stay in the game. And that really gets to the core of it, right? These two pillars of trust that your whole business is built on. On one side, you've got your customers. They trust you with their data. You break that promise, and they're gone. On the other side, your investors. They trust you to manage risk. A breach is like a giant flashing sign that you can't, and that directly impacts your stock price and your future. So how does this all happen? How do you become a target? Let's break down the main threats that pop up when your IT infrastructure secrets get out. Because, knowing your enemy is always the first step in building a solid defense. So where are the attacks coming from? Well, yeah, of course, you have the external cyber attacks we all think about. But what the report points out is that the threats are so much broader. Think about it. A competitor could get their hands on your IT plans and use them to beat you to the punch. Or an employee, maybe they're disgruntled or maybe they're just careless, could open the door from the inside. All of these vulnerabilities feed on the exact same thing, information. Leaking your infrastructure details is like handing a detailed blueprint to anyone who wants to cause you harm. And this quote, right from the source report, is the perfect pivot for this whole explainer. It's so easy to fall into the trap of thinking security is just a tech problem for the IT department to solve. But that's a huge mistake. Real security, effective security, is a holistic strategy. It involves your people, your processes, and your technology all working together. Okay, so we've laid out the risks, and they're pretty scary. But now let's talk solutions. It's time to stop thinking defensively and start talking about how to build a proactive digital fortress. This is all about taking control of your security. And building that fortress, it really starts with a cultural shift, a security-first mindset. First, it means being proactive, actively looking for weaknesses instead of just waiting for an alarm to go off. Second, it has to be collaborative. Security isn't just an IT problem, it's everyone's job. And finally, you have to be data-driven. Use actual intelligence to focus your defenses where they'll make the biggest difference. Now, a core part of this whole strategy is a concept that's simple but incredibly powerful, the principle of least privilege. The idea is that every user, every system, every application gets only the absolute bare minimum access it needs to do its job. That's it. Nothing more. So what does that do? Well, if an account ever gets compromised, the damage is contained. The bad guy's basically stuck in a tiny digital room with nowhere to go. So here's the tactical playbook. You start with strong access controls. Those are your digital bouncers at the door. But let's say someone sneaks past them. That's where data encryption comes in, making sure anything they grab is just scrambled, useless garbage. You back that up with regular updates to plug any holes that pop up, and you do constant security audits to actively hunt for weak spots. See? It's a defense in-depth strategy, where every single layer supports the others.
And when you put all of these pieces together, something pretty amazing starts to happen. Security stops being just another line item, another cost center on a spreadsheet. It actually transforms into a real business enabler and a powerful competitive advantage.
And the return on that investment is crystal clear. By really investing in IT privacy, you are actively driving down the risk of those huge multi-million-dollar fines we talked about. You are building back that reputational trust. It's not just about defense anymore, it's about making your whole operation more resilient, so you can not only survive a potential attack, but actually come out stronger. And it's so critical to remember, this isn't a one-and-done kind of project. The threats are always changing, always evolving, which means your defenses have to as well. The real goal here is continuous improvement. You have to think of security as a journey, not a destination you just arrive at. Which brings us to this final, really powerful idea. When you do it right, when you properly protect your organization's secrets, your plans, your data, your innovations, they stop being a vulnerability. They become a core strength. So I'll leave you with this to think about. Are your secrets safe enough to be your greatest strength? Thanks for joining me.